There's a power inside of a single word. And I discovered this power. I want to share it with you. I want to share what I discovered. And ultimately, if you stick with me to the end, I'll share with you that the power that I discovered inside of a single word didn't actually come from the word itself. I'll talk with you in this video about how you can unlock new potential. And the reason I'm recording this video is so that you can see things in a new way, see new possibilities in the coming new year. Because let's face it, 2020 has been, what's the word you would use? Insane, crazy, unexpected, unpredictable. But here we are, and we have to move forward. And it reminds me of a time when I was really struggling. I was struggling with a financial decision that I had made. And the financial decision was a difficult one. It looked like, in retrospect, that it was a mistake. And I was working with a coach. And I've worked with coaches for years now, and I swear by it. I mean, yes, I am a coach, but I always make sure that I have someone in my corner. Now, I'll tell you why. Because I don't want to go it alone. I don't want to rely just on my own perspective. And that's what I was doing on this particular day. In fact, I'll never forget it. I was on the beach, Venice Beach in California, and we were doing a coaching session, and I was being coached, and I was sitting in front of this gent. I'll never forget it. It was back in the days when it was okay to sit in front of someone without a mask on. And we were sitting there, and I was explaining the frustration that I was carrying with me. And by the way, as you hear this story, it's going to sound like it's a story about me, but if you listen closely, it might be a story about you. In fact, it might be a story about all of us. But I was sitting there with my coach and sharing my frustration because of a decision that I had made, and it looked like a mistake, and it was something that I was carrying with me, and it was a heavy burden, and it was something that I was holding on to. I was spending a lot of energy to hold on to it, because it takes a lot of energy to hold on to old ideas and then to beat yourself up with those ideas. Have you been there? You know what I'm talking about? So I'm sharing this story with my coach, and he said to me, I want to ask you what this single word means. One word. And here it is. Yeah, that was the word that he gave to me. It's easy to take that word and go into your head, into your intellect, and think about things like original sin, and think about maybe things that you learned in church or synagogue about our imperfections and our need for forgiveness. But that wasn't what this conversation was about, and that's not what this video is about. It's about understanding that if being hard on yourself were going to work, it would have worked by now. And this gent gave me a gift. He gave me a single word, and I had the choice. I could intellectualize it, or I could take this word and internalize it. And that's what I chose to do. I chose to take that word as something not to spark my intellect, but to drive my imagination, to point me towards possibilities, the possibilities that happen when I let myself off the hook. When I realized that there is always an opportunity to be kind to yourself, to see things in a new way. When you see that, you don't have to hold yourself hostage for the decisions that you've made. 2020 has been a tough year. Have you made some bad decisions? Have you had some decisions made for you that you didn't like? I have. Yeah. And like you, I feel like I've had things taken from me in 2020. You know why? Because I have. And so have you. We all have. Remember, I told you this was my story, but it's your story too. There's an opportunity to see things in a new way in 2021. And that is my hope for you, for me, for all of us, is that we see new possibilities. We see that if being hard on yourself were going to work, it would have worked by now. It's not an effective strategy. And recognizing that we do what we do to the best of our ability, based on our thinking in the moment, when we try our best, sometimes things don't work out the way that we would like. And yet, here we are. Here we are, putting one foot in front of the other, taking an opportunity to see new possibilities, because 2021, like it or not, is coming. And what I want to know is what is that single word that you need to hear, that you need to step into on a level that's deeper than just an intellectual or mental understanding. That's an understanding that comes from inside, an understanding that says, yeah, this is something that if it were out of the way, I could be more and do more and see the things that are not quarantined and never will be. I'm talking about things like creativity. I'm talking about things like opportunity. And by the way, I'm not suggesting that you take your mask off and go run around and meet with a bunch of people and do things that are unsafe. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying look in the direction of those words that can create power to help you to see beyond your circumstances. When my coach gave me this single word that was a gift, when I internalized it, when I saw things in a new way, and by the way, when I saw things in a new way, everything changed. Because the first step in creating change is a new perspective. A perspective that can come from a single word. And that's really the power inside the word. It's not the word itself. There are a lot of powerful words out there. You can think of them, I'm sure, just like me. Integrity, that's a powerful word. Trust, empathy. You with me? But what makes those words powerful isn't their meaning, it's their application. Listen once for information, listen twice for transformation. As 2021 begins, listen twice. Look inside. Look for that word that can unlock your imagination, that can point you in the direction of possibilities and freedom, and free yourself from the obligations you're placing on yourself that just don't serve you. Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you felt what it is that I'm describing? An event in your past, a person, a relationship, a decision that you say, oh, why'd I do that? It's the wrong question. Replace it with this. Why don't you look in the direction of the single word that can open up possibilities to help you to internalize and go beyond information to create transformation, change for the better in 2021. My name is Chris Westfall. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it's been meaningful for you because it really is your story.